All right, welcome back, and we're almost done. We just got a couple things more here. Uh, got to look at that pretty bridge at the bottom. Now, this time, the a is negative, so that parabola is going to be shaped like that, or it's going to have its vertex at the top, so it's going to have a maximum. And we're going to find out what that is, again, using the opposite of b over 2a. It's like a broken record. Negative 3 is the opposite of b. 2 times negative 1/4 is a. And so let's see. 1/4 of 2, looking at the bottom here, 1/4 of 2 is a half. And 3 divided by a half, that's like saying 3 times 2. And again, if you're not comfortable doing that this way, then use a calculator to figure that out. But this is also negative divided by negative, so that's positive 6. So basically we're doing 3 divided by a half, or 3 times 2, and it's 6. So we're going to have 6 replace x in both places. And so y equals negative 1/4, 6 squared plus 3 times 6 plus 1. The square of 6 is 36. And we're looking at 1/4 of that. So 36, 1/4 of 36 is like dividing by 4. So I'm going to say negative 9 plus 3 times 6, which is 18, plus 1. So this is basically 9 plus 1, which is 10. Now that is going to be a maximum. Okay, that's a maximum. All right, so now we have this good-looking bridge here in the picture. I have color. You guys, sadly, have black and white. But that's the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. And there's a famous video, I bet it's on YouTube now, of this bridge in an earthquake. And it was just shaking like a jump rope. And I don't know if this is the same structure, if they repaired it or just left it as it is. Anyway. Might be a fun YouTuber. All right, so, this, notice that it's higher in the top than it is on the sides. So what this is saying is that this equation represents the height of the bridge. So what we're, height of the bridge above the water. So we want to know what's the highest point. Oh no, I'm sorry. I did that. It's asking about the cable. So the cable is like this. And it's asking the low point of the cable, which would be the vertex. How far is that above the water? So this function will give us the distance between the towers, like starting at this tower and going over to that one. So the x would be the distance this way, and y would be the height above the water. Okay, but guess what? We get to use the opposite of b over 2a again. So in this case, x is going to be, now the opposite of this b, here's the b, this is a, and this is b. The opposite of this is 0.46. And 2 times a is 2 times 0.00016, like that. And let's look at that on the calculator and say 0.46 divided by, and be careful with this, when you're doing this on the calculator, you got to make sure that you do 2 times this number in parentheses, because you want the 2 times whatever the number is before you divide. Okay, so you need to group that in parentheses. So I'm going to say 2 times 0.00016, like that. And what do we get? We get 1437.5. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this because using the calculator so that we can save that number and not have to keep retyping it. If you notice at the bottom of the calculator, there's a little thing above the negative key that says ANS. And since it's above the key, that means it's a second function. And so we can keep using this number if we just do second answer. And so I'll show you how that works. Because we're going to plug, we want to replace this x with this number in both of these spots in the equation. All right, so writing it out, I didn't even want to write it out. I'm just going to type it. So, because that's a lot of writing. So 0.00016, and then in the parentheses, I'm going to put second answer. So it's copying that last answer that we had right in there, and then we're going to square it, and then we're going to say minus 0.46. And then we'll go parentheses and we'll do second answer again to use that same number once more. And then we'll say plus 507. Okay. And now we press enter and we get this 176.375. And I guess that's in feet. Yeah, it says in feet. All right, so now you can see that this cable at its lowest point is 176 feet above the water. So there you go. All right, so this means that 8.3, the assignment 8.3 on your assignment sheet, is your assignment, and there will be either a quiz or a homework check on 8.3 on your next class meeting, which should be on Tuesday. All right, have a great weekend.